Yo, what's good, people? Your boy Persona Gaming with Persona, one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. And we are back. Yeah, I've been streaming a lot these past 2 days, man. It's like my third time streaming. We back, man. We back. And when Persona Speaks is back. Yeah, man, we back doing content. We back talking about different things and whatnot, man. So, it's going to be a good time as always. But let me know in the chat how y'all feeling today, man. How's everything? I know this is an early stream. I took a day off. I took a day off from work today. I was like, you know what? I took a sick day. So I was like, you know what? Let me get a stream. Let me get a stream out early, and kind of talk about a couple things from what I'm seeing with the the Gamescom stuff with the Indiana Jones and all this other stuff, man. I said, you know what, I'm gonna get a stream out early. So that's why this stream is kind of happening super early like this. Hopefully, get you guys through the workday a little bit while we talk about a couple things, man. Y'all know how we do things. But big shout out to the folks here, man. Yo, Broken Lobo in the building. Broken, appreciate you, bro. Damien in the building. Henry Heck in the building. Foxing around. Sting, yo, Fox was good, bro. Who else? Macho Channel in the building. Bird in the building. Thanks for doing this during my work shift. It's appreciated. Yeah, yo, Bird, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all, man, coming through and rocking out with me, man. Yo, One Stop for Gamers in the building. Yo, One Stop, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I hope everything is good with you, One Stop. Everything good with you and the family and whatnot. Tell me how right I've been all these years. Hey, yo, One Stop, man. Hey, yo, listen, bro. We definitely gonna get into it, man, because this is something that has been building up and brewing for years, literal years, and now it's finally happened. So we definitely gonna talk about it. Yo, Arvin Torres, what's going on with you? Yo, sup, Persona, currently listening during work. LOL, your reaction is priceless during the Indiana Jones announcement. Hope you're feeling well. Yo, Arvin, I'm feeling good, man. Hopefully I could get you through your work day too, man. I appreciate you listening. Appreciate everybody listening. Yo, True GB, yo, I'm getting tongue tied. True BB, hey man, listen, it's been a minute since I've done a podcast, so cut me some slack. He said Xbox jumping ship to PC. What up, yo? What up, True? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Like I said, this was kind of like impromptu. I should have set it up last night before I got off, but I was like, you know what? I'll just set it up today. I didn't anticipate taking off of work today. I kind of just woke up and I was just like, man, I need a day off. So I was like, I'm just gonna take a sick day. So yeah, that's kind of what happened with that, man. But yo, big shout out to everybody, man. Big shout out to everybody here, man. Yo, A Gaming 50 was good. Yo, listen, if you at work, hopefully I could get you through your work day. If you at home or on your way home from work or whatever, hopefully I could get you through your commute home. If you at home cooking dinner, well, you wouldn't be doing homework with the kids because school's not in session yet. And it's during the day, so I can't really say that. But if you're at home cooking, cleaning, whatever you're doing, hopefully I could get you through your session. Listen, you might be taking a shower. I don't know. Cleanliness is closer to godliness. Listen, you might be having matters with the significant other. I don't know. I just appreciate you putting me on. See, my whole beginning shtick normally works in the evening because it's nighttime, so people either coming home from work or coming home from or at home and doing homework or whatever. It normally works at night, not during the day, but we still gonna rock with it. Lord Horg, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Team Charlie in the building. I didn't see your reaction. Is there somewhere I can catch it? I think I have to change the setting because I think I accidentally enabled a setting that makes it to where my videos go, my live streams go private after I do them. I don't know why that setting is there, but I'm gonna have to re-enable that setting or turn that setting off so that you guys don't so you guys can see it. But I'll play the reaction for those that I'm gonna play it anyway because I do want y'all to see we could watch the reaction together and whatnot while we vibing out, you feel me? But yeah, when it comes to everything that's going on, well, first off, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are feeling great. Put a 2 in the chat if you only feeling okay, and put a 3 in the chat if you're not feeling that great at all. And if you had a 3, by the end of the show, we definitely want to get you to at least a 2, at least. a 2. But also guys, let me know if the sound and the audio is good as well. I want to make sure all that stuff is going good as well. You feel me? At work, good to hear from you. Yeah, man. Lord Hog, appreciate you pulling up. Jesus, Lord Hog is Jesus. Shout out to my boy Jesus, man. Launchy Sky in the building. Hit that like button. Appreciate you, Launchy. Appreciate you. Big Hardcore Gamer in the building. Who else is here? Yo, B-Dog, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you. Wukong Batch at 2.3 million right now. Yeah, I see that on Steam. Yo, No Cap Podcast in the building. Shout out to my boy, No Cap Podcast on this Wukong Heavy. This should be good. Yes, sir. Yo, appreciate you, Sick, coming through, man. I hope you're enjoying that Wukong. I'm going to play some Wukong later. I might stream some more Concord today, too. I don't know. I got to see how I feel. But, between Concord and Wukong, those are kind of the games I'm kind of juggling back and forth, for the next couple weeks. Until I complete them. Steven in the building. Steven, what's going on? See the ones. Diablo in the building. John Donuts in the building. What's good with you, John? Appreciate you coming through. G Junior in the building. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate everybody coming through. So listen, y'all see the title of the show. Indiana Jones announced for the PS5. Is Xbox bringing its entire slate to competing platforms? We also going to talk about a couple other things too with that. I definitely want to kind of start with that announcement and kind of just give my thoughts around that. But I am also going to talk about kind of the elephant in the room, right? And I spoke about this briefly yesterday while I was streaming Concord. And I think I talked about it a little bit while I was doing my live reaction as well. But essentially, the other part that I definitely really want to talk about when it comes to this whole situation, right? And I'm not even talking about Indiana Jones specifically. I'm more so talking about the situation of Microsoft putting their games on other platforms, competing platforms, right? I'm not talking PC because we already know what it is with that or whatever the case may be. So I'm not necessarily speaking on PC. I'm speaking on competing platforms like PlayStation and Nintendo. You feel me? I really want to talk about that because the lead up to that, right? The lead up to that and what has transpired because of it, there are certain people, and I said it yesterday, influencers, journalists, and things like that were pushing this narrative. And I put a tweet out about this, I think Sunday or Monday, I forget, where I said, the narrative of not buying games, the narrative of subscriptions are the future, running with these narratives and not being honest with yourselves, not being honest with these executives, especially those that have access to them or in those rooms, and really pushing these weird narratives for so many years. You have a hand in the downfall of the Xbox platform. Like we really have to call a spade, and we have to be honest, right? Yeah, we're gonna crack out jokes, we're gonna laugh and all that stuff, but we also need to be honest with what has transpired over the last almost decade of pushing this narrative of subscription service, pushing this narrative of not having to buy games because they're releasing or they should release from the subscription service day and date because that's sustainable. Shunning people, both developers and people like Sean Layden, right? Shout out to my boy Sean Layden, that have been honest and have told you this is not a sustainable model. And then looking at Microsoft doing such acquisitions like Bethesda that cost almost $10 billion, acquisitions like Activision Blizzard, which cost upwards of $70+ billion. And then thinking that because Microsoft is a $1 trillion company, they're going to foot the bill. You have nothing to worry about. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into all of that. We're gonna vibe out. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have some fun, man. I'm gonna get you guys through the workday a little bit, man. We gonna vibe out, man. Trust me. Yo, Cobb Sanity, appreciate you 6 months as a member on the channel. He says, remember it was only 4 games. They said, yo, listen. I see the clips on Twitter. Guys, sit back, get your breakfast or your lunch. If you're at work, put the headphones in because the octaves might go up a little bit, depending on how passionate I get within my monologue. And listen, guys, it's gonna be, y'all know how to do things. I'm very entertaining. I'm good at entertaining, and I'm good at talking and speaking. So you know it's gonna be an entertaining show. Trust me, it's gonna be entertaining like it always is. And then shout out to my boy Damien, 39 months as a member on the channel. Woo! Yeah, yo, real talk. Side note, I really do appreciate the day ones and the people who really rock with my channel hardcore and support me. You know, the super chats, the subscriptions, the memberships, all that stuff. I really do appreciate that stuff, especially since, you know, y'all know how I am, man. I take my little sabbaticals here and there, I take my breaks, and y'all still rock with me, man. And it really means a lot. And I do appreciate y'all so much. So shout out to everybody. And anybody finding my channel for the first time as well, shout out to y'all as well. I do appreciate y'all. And I hope you enjoy the content and enjoy the show and whatnot, right? And listen, I want to put this disclaimer out there, right? Anything that I talk, and I do this all the time now because people tend to misconstrue things that I say, or misconstrue and clip out certain sections of my shows and try to make it look like I'm acting or saying a certain thing when I'm not really moving or acting in that manner. So I will say this, anything that we do talk about today, anybody that I might bring up in terms of like their gaming opinions and stuff like that, it's strictly gaming related. You know, I'm not attacking anybody personally. I'm not attacking, you know, anybody's family or none of that weirdo shit. Like, I don't do that stuff. That's not my vibe. I'm really only speaking on the gaming opinions and the gaming takes, and just giving my opinion on why I may agree or disagree with that. That's all it is. It's nothing more, nothing less, and that's it. You know, but I got to put that disclaimer out there because you know how people can get, you know, the weirdos, the stalkers. You know who you are. But yo, Damon said, we need gaming politician to make an appearance today after yesterday's announcements, and you better be ready on the 30th, Persona, Black Ops 6. Absolutely, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that Black Ops 6. You know what? Gaming politician, I need my glasses. Where's my glasses? You know what? I got you. Gaming politician. Let me get my glasses. Hold up. All right, we back. We back, and we got the handy dandy glasses, you know, just in case, you know. So if gaming politician needs to, you know, make an appearance, we ready. We always ready. But yeah, you know, shout out to everybody. Yo, Hazardor Gaming, what's good, man? Viper Reaps in the building. Alex E in the building. Shout out to everybody. Ray's in the building. Ray's, how you feeling? PS Rewind, D Truth, Gaming, Grindhouse, Jez in the building. Jez, what's good, bro? Yo, Jez, good reaction yesterday, man. Hey, yo, Jez, I peeped that, man. Yo, good reaction. Team Ambush, Twitter's out of control right now. Oh yeah, I see it. Kratos, what's good, Kratos? Shout out to my boy Kratos. Nels in the building. Nels, how you feeling? Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful Wednesday we are having. Absolutely, you already know. Captain Ply in the building. Captain Ply, how you feeling, man? He says, I would not mind if the Xbox gamers came to PlayStation as long as the games did not use made by Xbox. Halo published by Microsoft sits better with me. I mean, yeah, I think that's probably what they would do too. I do anyway, honestly. Yo, the Creed in the building. What's good, Creed? What's good, Persona? I appreciate you. Franco Tech in the building. Franco, what's good? I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to everybody. Man, listen, round of applause to the folks in the chat, man. We gotta give a round of applause to the people in the chat, man, because I do appreciate y'all so much. D Truth, I appreciate you for the super chat. He says the clip also said it's not Starfield or Indiana Jones, the lies of Phil. Hey, yo, listen, we gonna get into all of it. I promise. We gonna get into all of it. I promise, man. Yo, up Chuck Gaming in the building. Chuck, what's good with you, bro? I appreciate you. Shout out to my bro Chuck, man, out there doing his thing. Hopefully I can get you through the workday, Chuck. I know you probably on your way to work or at work already. But yo, just for those who haven't seen it, let's watch the Indiana Jones announcement. More specifically, we'll watch my reaction to it, because I guess some people probably didn't get to see my reaction yesterday for whatever reason. So we're gonna watch that, and then we're gonna get into it. Should I move myself? You know what? Let me move myself to this side, because where is it? Unlock. Then you can see other Persona from the past over there. So let's move Let's move it like that. Wow, 2 personas. Personaception. All right, let's watch this.
The little historical details he obsesses over. And those details,
if they give all this information and not give a date at the end of this,
that hold the secrets you're after.
Crazy.
But ancient secrets don't come easy.
Persona, I agree.
It's best to have an exit strategy. This is an incredible new way to experience Indiana Jones, and I can't wait.
Damn, he whipped him.
Hold on to your hat.
Adventure calls. Can you give a date? Yo, facts. Persona, I agree with you. I agree, sir. Can you give a date?
Doesn't that look great? A world of mystery to explore. But you're probably wondering when the game comes out.
Yeah,
right?
we are, Jeff.
Well,
December 9th, 2024. Xbox Game Pass and Steam.
there you have it.
December
Indiana
9th.
Jones and the Great Circle is coming out this December for Xbox Game Pass and PC. But there is one more thing that Machine Games and Bethesda wanted to share with you about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yo, in my mind here, I thought they was going to announce like a collector's edition or like DLC or something like that. Like honestly, I like when I look back at this reaction, I was thinking it was like DLC or something, or like like a season pass or collector's edition. Legit, that's what I thought they were going to show. When I seen, well, y'all see it. Let me shut up. Hey yo, hold on. Hey yo, hold up, man. Yo, Persona funny. This Persona in the past is funny.
Coming out this December for Xbox Game Pass and PC. But there is one more
This Persona
thing
right here funny.
that Machine Games and
Persona,
Bethesda
why you laugh
wanted to
like
share
that?
with you about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The game is coming out in spring of 2025. All right, before we wrap
Hey, why Persona laughing like that? Persona, stop laughing. Persona, it is not funny. Why are you laughing? That's not good. Don't laugh like that, Persona. Why are you laughing like that?
one final game announcement for you. Check this out.
Thing I know. It's a brotherhood.
Persona, why are you... Yo, Persona, it's not that funny. Stop laughing. You're being rude to the Xbox community. Stop it. See, this is the problem with Persona in the past. You see, I want to have a word with this Persona, right? Because this Persona is being very rude, very disrespectful, and he's laughing. And he shouldn't be laughing. Very rude and very disrespectful. I'm gonna get on a call with this Persona. I'm gonna have to talk to this Persona, man. I don't like how this Persona acting. He laughing a little too hard. It ain't that funny. It ain't that funny, Persona, that you laughing like that. Okay? I'm gonna get on. Don't worry, chat. I get it, chat. He was being very rude, very disrespectful, and I agree. I'm gonna get on the call. We're gonna talk to that Persona. I'm gonna make sure that Persona good, man. He being rude, disrespectful. I don't like that. I don't like that Persona. I don't like that. He's still laughing. Very rude, very disrespectful. Then I seen that this was Mafia, and I had to get serious real quick. Hold up, watch this. I'm excited for this new Mafia too. Real talk. Hey yo, I can't contain myself. Yo, Mafia Old Country. What? A new Mafia game finally. Finally, a new Mafia game. I agree, Persona. I've been wanting a new Mafia game for a minute. So when I seen that Mafia, your boy done forgot about Indiana real quick. Like, hold up, we get a new Mafia game? Absolutely, I'm hyped. I can't wait for this new Mafia. Mafia Old Country set in the 1900s. I'm there day one. I'm there day one. This is funny as hell. Finally, we get a new Mafia game. Thank you.
What you just saw is the first early look.
I need that new Mafia, yo. I need that new Mafia. I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped too, Persona. I'm hyped. let's go back to the laughing though. Listen, man. Listen. Yo, that's a look how you laughing. Hey, yo, that's hilarious. But yeah, so Indiana Jones did get announced for the PlayStation 5. Yo, Bari, what's good, bro? Shout out to my bro Bari. Yo, Past Persona ain't holding back. Yo, Raze, I'm saying, man, Past Persona not holding back. Yo, Wolfgang, what's good, man? What's good, man? Shout out to you, Wolf. Shout out to Leech. Shout out to everybody here, man. We need a compilation of mine and your reaction. Yo, facts, Jazz. Gotta set that up for sure. But yeah, yo, so listen. The thing of this being on PlayStation, right? Here's my thing with this whole situation. It's like I said before. When it comes to it being only 4 games, because that's what they said. Matter of fact, no, let's get into that. Well, matter of fact, no, you know, let's stick to Indiana Jones for a second. So one, I'm kind of surprised, and then I'm also not surprised that this is being announced for PlayStation. Here's why. The reason why I'm kind of surprised, and what I'm really more so surprised about, is the fact that they would announce something like this before the game has actually released on Xbox and PC. That's really what my shock. That's what really shocked the hell out of me. Where I'm just like, wow, that's like really, really shocking. Because typically, I would expect them to kind of have the game released, you know, give us release date. It releases on Xbox and PC. And then maybe in January or February, they would tease or announce that, oh yeah, you know, it's coming to PS5 spring 2025, in spring of 2025, right? That's along the lines of what I would expect from Microsoft initially when it comes to Indiana Jones, right? I'm not surprised that Indiana Jones is coming because, you know, kind of with what we've been talking, and we've been talking about this so much, like over like the last couple years when it comes to like, you know, the sustainability of Game Pass, you know, Microsoft doing all these acquisitions and expecting a return on their investment, you know, investors wanting that return on investment. And, you know, Satya saying that they, you know, they don't care about I don't want to say don't care about the console because that's not what he said. But in terms of, you know, kind of looking past the console and, you know, saying that they're not in competition with Nintendo and PlayStation and all these other things that Microsoft has been saying throughout the years, I'm not surprised that something like Indiana Jones, which is a very large IP under Disney, I'm not surprised that this is something that would necessarily come to other platforms outside of Xbox and PC. But the fact that you would announce something like this on the main stage of Opening Night Live, Gamescom, right, where a lot of fans of the Xbox platform are more so just hoping for a date, hoping for just, you know, the excitement of that. I feel like seeing it come to, if I was like an Xbox only gamer, or if I was a hardcore Xbox guy, I can see the excitement of this kind of deflating a little bit for you. And deflating in the sense of like, if you're excited for a game, you're excited for the game, right? Because you'll have some people that'll say, oh, well, you know, if you're only excited for the game if it's exclusive, then did you really want the game all that? Which that is true, 100% true. I agree with that. What I'm saying is, what sets your console apart, right? The individuality of consoles. Like, this is something that I think people either are remaining willfully ignorant on and won't listen to reason, or they just, how do I say it? Like, they just don't care, or they don't understand. I don't know what it is. It's really strange, honestly. But the individuality of a console, something that you bought into, something that you've invested a lot of time and money into the ecosystem, right? You know, just to see these type of things that kind of give your console that edge, give your console that individuality, give your console that much needed boost that it needs. You see those things continuously dwindle, those things continuously be destroyed or be rewritten to fit a different type of narrative. And so I can understand a Xbox, a person that primarily plays on Xbox, looking at this and feeling some type of way. Like, really and truly, I can understand that. Because, again, if you're somebody that's buying into the Xbox ecosystem, buying into Xbox, and you're seeing stuff like this, it's like, what's the point? You might as well just come out and have said that 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever. right? But the other side of that too, yo, Nassim, what's good, man? Shout out to everybody. True Bleed, what up? Shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Oh, let me get these super chats too. Yo, JP Local, appreciate you for the super chat. It says Indiana Jones in a great circle, triangle, square, and cross. Yo, yo, JP, you funny. And then shout out to my boy Cyber Dragon, 40 months as a member on the channel, one of the day ones. He says, morning chat, Mars and our host persona. The mandate is out. Recoup the billions spent. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that, Cyber, for sure. Right? But here's the thing. As an Xbox gamer, I can understand some of the hardcore Xbox guys feeling some type of way because the individuality of your console is dwindling. But the other part of that as well is the things that Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. Shout out to Uncle Phil. Shout out to my boy Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. That's what I call him, Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. And I've been calling him that for years, by the way. So if you hear anybody else call him that, they got that from me. I've been calling him that for years. But for my boy Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer, it's some stuff that he also kind of like, I can understand from like the Xbox perspective as well, or Xbox hardcore fans, where the stuff that's being said, you cannot pinpoint what's the truth and what's the lie anymore, right? Because, well, you can pinpoint what the lies are, but you clearly can't pinpoint what is the truth because the narrative keeps changing, and it's not like it's changing, 5 years down the line. The narrative keeps changing within the span of months, right? Where for an Xbox person that wants to have faith in the brand, faith in the ecosystem, it's hard to have that faith when the narrative keeps changing. What am I talking about? I'll show you.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
Well, can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
So with something like that, you're thinking, okay, my faith in the brand is restored slightly because I know that some of the bigger tentpole titles, although they are breaking down those walls a little bit, because this was 6 months ago, right? So this was the whole podcast interview thing with Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty, where they were speaking on, kind of the business strategy going into some of their titles going to other platforms, what those titles could be, the whole thought process behind that stuff, around that stuff, and kind of trying to reassure fans that their commitment is to Xbox, their commitment is to Game Pass or whatever the case may be, or whatever the talking points and the narrative is. So somebody that's watching that and looking at that, they may look at that and say, okay, this is a bit of reassurance that the big tentpole titles won't go to competing platforms, and I can rest assured as an Xbox gamer, right? That's the thinking, I would assume, because that was the narrative that a lot of people were running with when this interview hit. When this interview hit, that was the narrative that people were running with, where they were telling you, oh yeah, it's only gonna be these 4 games and blah 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 and all this other bullshit. And my question, the thing that I asked, and I continuously ask this question, because it was the same question that I asked when Jim Ryan, when he was talking about there was no adverse reaction to games going to PC, right? And they were putting all these old games on PC and testing and all this. And my question was, test for what? And if that test is a success, what is the next logical step? That is the same question that I was asking here when it came to this. Like, okay, it's not going to be Starfield or Indiana Jones. Cool. Those are big AAA, big budget titles. Those are going to be going to Game Pass, going to PC. Xbox fans can rest assured, because that's really what this was. This interview at the time was them kind of reassuring the Xbox fans or reassuring consumers that are buying into their ecosystem, buying into Game Pass or whatever the case may be, that your investment into our platform, your investment into the console, your investment into the ecosystem is safe and secure. That's what I got from this interview, from what they were talking about. But again, going back to my question, once that test, when you conduct such a test, why? If the outcome is successful, what's the next logical step? And how aggressive will you be in that next logical step if the test is successful? Those are the 3 questions that I'm asking and wondering, because why test to begin with? If things are all hunky-dory and happy-go-lucky, and Microsoft is this big $1 trillion company that a lot of people in this community tend to were running with that narrative of, Microsoft has infinite money. They can outspend Sony. They can outspend PlayStation. They can outspend Nintendo. They want to buy Nintendo and all these weird things that people were saying. If all these things are true, why test to begin with? Because using the narratives and talking points of a lot of people on Twitter and social media, because they have so much money, they wouldn't mind losing a portion of money or a significant amount of money because they have so much of it. If you listen to people on Twitter, if you listen to, some of these Twitter Spaces financial analysts and people that don't know shit, you would think that that's what the thought process is for Microsoft and its financial team when it comes to the investments and the money and the things that they're doing within the gaming space. That they are fine with losing billions or millions upon millions, or even to some degree billions of dollars, because they have so much money. And this was a narrative that people were running with for years. So what's the next logical step? It's not Starfield. It's not Indiana Jones. Fine. Yo, Weezer, what's good, man? Yo, Sergeant, what's good, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You smelt the film. All right, but then here's the other side of it, right? So it's like, okay, she asked the question, it's not Starfield and Indiana Jones. Then let's fast forward to the 4 games and what that means.
There's a good brand value for Xbox there. So 4 games, no promise beyond that. So if you're on those other platforms and you see these 4 games coming, please don't take it as some signal that everything's coming. It's not.
Okay. So wait, let's run it back.
And we're going to learn. There's a good brand value for Xbox there. So 4 games, no promise beyond that. So if you're on those other platforms and you see these 4 games coming, please don't take it as some signal that everything's coming. It's not. And we're going to learn.
My question to the chat. Learn what? That's my question. Learn what? Which goes back to my original question. If the test is successful, what is the next logical step? Because what is it that you're trying to learn? And if someone is not to assume that everything, and I, it's funny, I agree with him, right? Everything isn't coming right away. Which he's right. Like everything isn't going to be just, one day Microsoft just going to wake up and say, hey guys, so everything that we've released or will release in the future is going to competing platforms. I don't think they'll do that. Not wholeheartedly. Not holistically like that. No. So I do agree with Phil on that. I think he's right. But to say that, to see these 4 games come to competing platforms and not assume that more will arrive later and maybe even faster. Come on now, Philip. Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. Come on. But back to my question. Learn what? What are we going to learn? You see where I'm going with that? And it's those little nuggets that I saw throughout the interview where I'm just like, why you learn what? And it's funny that I didn't see a lot of like the zealots that you kind of see running around this community. It's funny that I really didn't see a lot of them ask that or pick up on that and really ask those questions. Learn what? What are you learning? And what's the outcome if whatever's learned to be something that is beneficial for the company and for the bottom line? What's the next logical step? These are the questions. Yo, JP, appreciate you for the super chat. If the Xbox show is happening, imagine if they announced the Forza PS5 port. Double whammy overkill. Yo, if they, the Xbox show is happening right now. If they announce that while I'm live, oh boy, this show gonna go 50 hours. JP Loco, again, I appreciate you for the super. He says, Xbox still hoping Microsoft make another big acquisition. Why? No, seriously. Why? Because if you're already getting these games, why? And if making more acquisitions means that there's more of a bottom line that they need to achieve or reach, which means that they need to depend even more on the competing platforms within the console space to make sure that they can reach that bottom line, why? If I'm an Xbox gamer, hardcore, and I'm looking at the landscape of things, I'm not looking at Microsoft to make any other acquisitions, because that puts the floor of their bottom, or excuse me, the ceiling of their bottom line even higher, which means that to achieve that, they need to put more things on competing platforms or wherever the case may be to reach that goal. Why would you want another 40, 50, or $60 billion acquisition within the gaming space just for your games to continue to go to competing platforms, just to dilute your console and ecosystem even further? Why would you willingly ask for that? That's crazy. Your subscription service yeah, the subscription service goes up, sure. We'll see what the subscription service will look like after COD goes into Game Pass this fall. COD is one of the biggest games within our industry. Top 3 selling game of all time. If that doesn't move the needle in a significant and sustainable way, nothing will. Nothing. Because you GTA 6 ain't going in no Game Pass. Strauss Zelnick already shut that bullshit down during their earnings call for last quarter. He shut that bullshit down. He said we're reasonable, meaning we're not doing that stupid shit because people will willingly buy our games. Why would we dilute the franchise and the brand like that by putting it into a subscription-based service or a subsidized service and dilute the franchise, dilute the brand? No, people will go out in droves and buy GTA 6. That game is going to be a phenomenon. It is going to sweep the industry, and it is going to take the industry by storm. If you're thinking of releasing a game around the time GTA comes out, don't. GTA needs the entire month to itself. I would even say the next 2 to 3 months. Don't release shit, because it's going to be all about GTA. That's how popular and massive GTA is as a franchise. Why would you put something like that in a subsidized service? It makes no sense. Activision told you the same thing when it came to COD before they got acquired. Bobby Kotick told you, ain't doing that stupid shit. Not with no COD. Not no stupid shit like that. For what? There's no need. But for Microsoft, they are willing to dilute the brand, dilute the franchise to see their Game Pass subscription numbers go up. So if that means putting a game like Call of Duty that doesn't need a subscription service into Game Pass to see the numbers go up, to satisfy the investors or whoever, they will do that. Sometimes the truth hurts. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. And unfortunately, I have to be the one to give it to you. Sorry. Emmanuel Sluis? What's going on, Emmanuel? Appreciate you pulling up, rocking out. You want them to buy my studios so they can close them? No thanks. Exactly. Nope. And then a shout out to JP for a super chat. I don't have a bloody clue. Seems like cope to me. Absolutely, it's cope. Absolutely, because for them, listen, we're gonna get into that side, JP, because for a lot of folks, I got you, JP, because that leads into a whole different conversation of like the community side of everything. I kind of want to stick on the industry and gaming side with Phil and team and Microsoft and kind of how I got you, JP. I promise we're gonna tackle that because that community side, it gets worse in my opinion. And then shout out to my bro Bari, 40 months as a member on the channel, one of the day ones. He says, hit the like button, you You too, lurkers. Yo, facts. Appreciate you, Barry. And then shout out to my boy JP Loco again for the super chat. He says, apparently Xbox are now counting the PS5 as part of the Xbox ecosystem. It's absolute cope, I tell you. Listen. You right. Listen, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it, man. I promise. We are gonna get into it, man. And then yo, John Donuts, appreciate you for the super chat. It says, the truth will set you free, as the saying goes. Absolutely. Absolutely it will. But we need to get into the other thing too now. So this just hit today. I just seen this today while I was setting up the stream, and I was like, hey, we gotta talk about this, because shout out to my boy Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. My boy out here doing his thing. Yo, Chips and Sticks in the building. Shout out to my boy Chips. Yo, Teasy, what's good, man? Shout out to Teasy. Uppercase J in the building. Uppercase, what's going on with you, bro? Shout out to my boy Uppercase J. Appreciate y'all. Listen, I know it's early in the day, so hopefully I can get y'all through y'all work day, man. That's my goal, man. Like I said, I took off work today. You know, I needed a day off, so I took a day off today. And you know, we doing a show early today, super duper early today, man. So you know, we vibing out, man. So I'm getting you guys through your work day. Hopefully you guys are entertained, and you know, we gonna have our fun. We gonna vibe out, man. Y'all know how we do. Yesterday was nasty work, community and shambles. Yo, uppercase, bruh. Hey, yo, and uppercase J is a real Xbox fan. He not one of these fly by night dudes you see walking around Twitter and all that. Like, that's a real hardcore Xbox fan. Like, Xbox fan. Listen, and he can be objective about the situation. If you want to know what a real Xbox fan feels, ask uppercase J. He'll tell you the truth, regardless if it's good or bad. And I know uppercase J for over a decade. Trust me, he'll be honest. Yo, Harlem, what's good, bro? Shout out to my boy Harlem in the building. All right, I want to get to this other piece now that I'm seeing. That I'm still trying to, like, you know, I'm trying to make heads and tails of what's going on here. But we gonna talk about this, right? So shout out to my boy Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer, because, you know, obviously the announcement of Indiana Jones going to PS5, them boys was mad in their space yesterday. Oh yeah, I know. Yo, Teasy. I know them dudes was tight. I told these dudes in June that Indy was coming to PS5 within a year of release. Yep, yo, Wolf was good. He said, Wolf, yesterday was Xbox on Xbox Prime, looking like the Spider-Man pointing meme. Yo, listen, it's gonna get worse as time goes, man. The more folks are in denial, the worse it's gonna get. Real talk. But all right, so the next thing I kind of you know, just to stick on the side of like Phil and, you know, the business. Interview. I guess this was happening this morning. So there was an interview, and obviously the question around the business, the question around the decisions of announcing PS5 version of Indiana Jones and all that. Obviously, those questions are gonna come up. Obviously, people are gonna want to speak on that stuff. Are gonna want answers on that. So Phil, shout out to Phil, Uncle Phil. He laid it out. So let's watch this, and then we'll talk about it.
Going to the PlayStation announcement, obviously last spring, we launched 4 games, 2 of them on the Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation, and we said we're going to learn. We said we'd watch. I think at Showcase, I might have said, from our learning, we're going to do more. Mm-hmm. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are...
Hey, yo, side note, yo, Sarah Bond hair is laid. Woo-wee! Man, she's a beautiful woman, man. Yo, Sarah Bond hair is laid. She had that hot iron this morning. You hear what I say? She was up early this morning pressing that goddamn hair. That shit is laid. Shout out to Sarah Bond, beautiful woman.
Are as high this year as they've ever been.
Amazing.
So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business. Like, it's definitely true inside of Microsoft. The bar is high for us in terms of the delivery that we have to give back to the company, because we get a level of support from the company that's just amazing in what we're able to go do. So I look at this, how can we make our games as strong as possible? Our platform continues to grow, both on console, on PC, and on cloud. And I think it's just going to be a strategy that works for us. And the last thing I'll probably say is, I think as an industry right now, there's a lot of pressure on the industry. It's been growing for a long time, and now people are looking for ways to grow. And I think that us as fans, as players of games, we just have to anticipate there's going to be more change in how some of the traditional ways that games were built and distributed. That's going to change. That's going to change for all of us. But the end result has to be better games that more people can play. If we're not focused on that, I think we're focused on the wrong things. So for us as Xbox, health of Xbox, health of our platform, and our growing games, most important things.
Oh, that sounds perfect. Lovely. Now,
Yo, there's something that he said that I just was saying that he just confirmed. Let me see if y'all catch it.
PlayStation announcement. Obviously, last spring, we launched 4 games, 2 of them on the Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation, and we said we're going to learn. We said we'd watch. I think at Showcase, I might have said, from our learning, we're going to do more. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they.
Yeah, I was looking at a message. Yo, shout out to Barry. He just sent me some shit. Hey, yo, man, shout out to the stalkers that's watching my show right now. Weirdos. Hit the like button. Don't just watch. Hit the like button. Support your boy. You understand? Shout out to the stalkers. Appreciate you.
They've ever been.
amazing.
Hold on. So I just missed it. My fault. I was reading something.
4 games, 2 of them on the Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation, and we said we're going to learn. We said we'd watch. I think at Showcase, I might have said, from our learning, we're going to do more.
From my learning, we're gonna do more. Going back to my original thing that I said. If it's successful, what is the next logical step? Confirm that right there. Let's continue.
What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they've ever been.
How can they be as high this year as they ever been if last quarter was a 42% drop in hardware? I don't know about that, Phil.
So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business.
That's the crux of this entire section. That's the crux.
And we run a business.
We run a business. That's the crux of it. Right? Because, again, when you do almost $100 billion in acquisitions over the course of 5 to 6 years, right? Almost. It's not at 100 billion, but it's damn near close. When you do almost $100 billion in acquisitions over the course of 4 or 5 years, the business needs to start having some return on those investments. He runs a business, which he's right. And within that business, they need to be making profits and making money. You're not getting that with things only releasing on Xbox and PC. And this goes back to something I've talked about before, where I've said when it comes to Microsoft and I think their strategy going forward, they want to be the big dog in all 3 sectors: mobile, PC, and consoles. And not just Xbox consoles in general. That's where I think that's where, and really I feel like Phil is kind of confirming that stuff here. That's where the mindset and really their business in gaming is moving towards. They want to be the king within all 3 sectors. And so that means putting your stuff on an on a PlayStation or a Nintendo platform, because for them, at least from where I sit and how I see it, especially with the moves and kind of with what's going on and things like that, for them, it really isn't about the console anymore. And they really are confirming that stuff. They really are confirming that stuff to you. The vision is Game Pass. Like, we've been knowing that for quite some time now. The vision is Game Pass. So when it comes to how these people are moving and what they're trying to do, putting things into or pigeonholing things into just one platform, where this platform is not really going to be able to sustain buying those sustain the profit of those games, because excuse me, sustain the money that you could potentially make for those games, because you've already indoctrinated a lot of the fan base to not buy your games to begin with because of games releasing day one within a subscription service. A lot of these influencers and journalists pushing specific narratives and things like that. You know, you've already got this narrative of just not, you know, I shouldn't have to buy this to play it. That's the narrative. And really, you're starting to see a lot of that seep into other facets of gaming within certain gaming clicks or areas or whatever, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, how people may look at the value of a game based upon the length of it. You know, if a game is 8 hours, you know, people don't view that as a worth a $60 or $70 purchase, right? If a game doesn't have multiplayer attached to that single player component, it doesn't deem that $60 or $70 purchase. If a game is multiplayer only, like what we've been seeing with Concord and the discourse around that, where a lot of people feel like a game like that should be free to play because it's multiplayer only, and they feel like it would succeed more with that, they feel that they don't want to buy that, even though the price tag is $40, because it's multiplayer only. You get what I'm saying? You're starting to see these ideologies and that the thought process of this, a lot of this stuff, seep into other areas of gaming, where people are slowly being conditioned not to buy games. It's more so prevalent and more so apparent within the Xbox ecosystem. I mean, just go into any random, you know, Xbox zealot space, or just look through Twitter, where you see people telling you, sorry, it's an ambulance, sorry about that, where you see people telling you this needs to be in Game Pass. Oh, it's in Game Pass, so I'm gonna try it in Game Pass. No one's talking about buying these games. They're talking about playing them and really not even completing them, trying them in Game Pass. That's what's happening here. So for Phil, and from where I sit and how I interpret it, and again, this is just my thoughts and opinion. I'm not in the boardrooms. I'm not in none of these meetings with, you know, whatever they're doing. I'm just going off what Phil says, what we see happen in terms of the actions of Microsoft and Xbox, and the things that they do in terms of their announcements, and where the industry, in terms of the Xbox ecosystem, how they're moving within the industry, both with their acquisitions, their announcements, their releases, and things of that nature. And so from where I sit and how I see it, Phil Spencer saying we run a business is absolutely correct. They do run a business, and within that business, you need to make money. And in order to make money, you got to be making money in all areas. They want to make money in all areas, mobile, PC, and console. And you're not going to just make that with just Xbox. Phil knows it, Satya knows it, Microsoft knows it, and honestly, a lot of these Xbox fanboys and zealots know that as well. They won't admit it to you, but they know it as well. They'll try to spin it into another weird narrative of like, oh yeah, you know, Microsoft is beyond the console. You know, consoles are dying. You know, that's the stupid shit that people will tell you. Consoles is dying, despite PlayStation selling 120 million, PS4 selling 120 million consoles, despite Nintendo being at 130 or some million consoles, and on track to dethrone the highest selling console of all time, which is the PlayStation 2 at 155 million, or 152, 155. I could be off by a couple million consoles. This is what they're telling you. Consoles are dying. Consoles are not sustainable. You know, you see certain people saying stupid shit like, you know, oh, well, you know, the box is not important anymore. Where you play is not important anymore. That's the shit that they're telling you because they're defeated. So their console's not doing good. So now that means everything is not doing good. That means that everything needs to change. That means everything is failing. No, it's just one console failing. And that's what it is. Gaming is no Microsoft's history always repeats itself in the same way. We saw it with the Zune. We saw it with Internet Explorer. We saw it with their phones. Once it stops making bread, it gets cut. Yeah. The only reason, really and truly, I feel like the only reason why, because we've already seen this in the leaked court documents where, you know, they were looking about shutting down the Xbox, the gaming division anyway. That was definitely on the table. I feel like the only thing that's probably prevented that is Phil Spencer and team. Honestly, I feel like it's Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond and them. Like, yo, look, let's do this, let's do that, or whatever, to kind of like, keep things going. Honestly, I do think it's them that's kind of keeping it from really being shut down, and they just shuttering it away. Read these super chats. Yo, shout out to JP, says our franchises are getting stronger. No. And then shout out to Viper Reese, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. $100 billion in purchases. No one is buying games. No one is joining Game Pass. Profit has to come from somewhere. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. The money that you get from Game Pass, and listen, will Game Pass grow with COD being in it? Of course, I think it will. Will it grow to a sustainable amount and stay that way to where they can see a significant sustainable growth, both in their subscription count, in the money that's coming from Game Pass, and be able to kind of continuously put Call of Duties into Game Pass and lose that money, that dollar value off of that, and putting all their big AAA other titles into there as well? And like, is Game Pass really going to be able to sustain all of that? Really ask yourself that. The answer is no. The answer is no. So if Game Pass cannot sustain all of that by itself, and obviously the rebuttals will be, well, Microsoft is $1 trillion company, they got all this endless money, blah 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 blah. So what? Rich people, people with money don't go out and just throw money away without the expectation of having some type of return on that investment to bring in more money, value, and revenue. People don't do that. For those that are investors, do you invest in stocks without doing proper research to see if you really are going to get a good return on the investment of whatever you're putting into that stock? Into an ETF or whatever the case may be? No, you don't. Microsoft's not doing that either. Yo, Jemiah, what's good, bro? Yo, Chip said, but Sony, you can only delay the inevitable, not stop it. Unless Xbox turns around and starts making money, it's doomed to shut down. Honestly, it's bad for the industry as a whole. That's the thing. I don't want Xbox to shut down. I don't want Xbox to go away. I want Xbox to thrive and succeed. And when I say Xbox, I'm talking the console. I don't want these consoles to go away. I'm a console, even though I have a nice PC that I could play all these games at 150 frames and 200 frames per second, and my PC's better than you. Listen, it's my, I don't want consoles to die. I don't want consoles to go away. And that includes Xbox. I do not want that shit to go away. I don't. But you have to buy game, like, you have to support the product. You have to support the hobby. I know people hate hearing that, but it's the truth, man. And I know some people may, but Sony, you're just a PlayStation pony fanboying it. No, listen, man. I don't care where you prefer to play games. As a console guy, and I've been a console guy my whole life, I do not want consoles to go away. I do not want consoles to die, regardless of if it's Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox. I do not want that shit to go away. I think consoles are still very important, very valuable, and it's options. That's how I feel about it. Yo, Felix Wright, what's good? I want that Game Pass dies. Yo, see, Game Pass is a whole nother beast within itself. I've said this before, and I'll continuously say it. Microsoft was too bullish with the commitment to putting things into Game Pass day and date, and they've pigeonholed themselves into a situation to where now they have to uphold that, because not upholding that could be detrimental to the brand, to the business. It could hurt more and speed up their demise by reneging. That's where I think the thought process is behind that, and why they haven't kind of changed gears on that, because they may be looking at it as, if we just wholeheartedly just do a whole complete 180 and either do case by case or not do the big AAA titles, this may speed up our demise as opposed to slow it down. That might be what they may be thinking, and which is why they won't. And they've committed so much money, time, effort into it. Really, the identity from where I sit right now, the identity of Microsoft, at least from their gaming division, the identity is not the Xbox anymore. The identity is Game Pass and their subscription service. It's not the box. It's not Xbox. When you think Microsoft today, you don't think Xbox, because Xbox has become such a much, and when I say Xbox, I mean the console. The console has become such I don't want to say insignificant, because that's not really the word I want to use, but it has become such an unimportant aspect of the vision of Microsoft and what they want to do to reach more gamers, that it kind of feels like an afterthought. It feels like there's not a lot of effort being put into it, because you can't, for them, they're looking at it as we could reach more gamers by putting it everywhere, as opposed to putting it exclusively here, there, or whatever. And part of that is Microsoft's fault as well, because of, again, going back to being too bullish with Game Pass and day and date everything, which indoctrinates people into not wanting to buy games, not wanting to buy shit, right? To where people aren't buying games, and then you have a lot of big games skipping the console, which makes the console that much unappealing. Again, ergo, Baldur's Gate 3, even though it's there now, wasn't there when the hype was there, so it kind of fell off. It kind of fell flat. Black Myth Wukong, one of the hottest games out right now, right? All over, selling well, doing well. It's missing on the Xbox. And I'm not saying that Game Pass doesn't have a place within gaming or within the industry, because I think it does. I just don't, and I keep saying this as well, I don't think Game Pass should be the de facto way that everyone should be playing games, not through a subscription service, because it's not sustainable. You've got people with inside knowledge that have worked within this industry for years, decades, tell you this. Then when you say that, people will tell you, well, that's not my problem. You know, that's for the company to figure out, which is true. You're right. You know what? Let's get into the community side. That's a good segue into the community aspect of all this. That's a good segue. Y'all like how I segue that? Put a 1 in the chat if you enjoyed that segue. Put a 2 in the chat if you didn't enjoy that segue. And be honest with your boy. Be honest with your boy, because I can take it. I can handle it. I can handle it. Andy, what's up, man? Shout out to my boy Andy. Blackbeard, you put a 2? Yo, shout out to Blackbeard being honest with that too. Yo, CTR, what up, man? Yo, Sick Nick, what's good, man? Tevin, what's good, man? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Yo, we got 130 people in the chat. Shout out to you know, everybody in the chat. Oh, let me read these. D Truth. Oh yeah, let me get your super chat, D Truth. Appreciate you, bro, for the super chat. D Truth says, Phil trying to be a filibuster, but Satya and the investors wasn't having it. Absolutely, I agree. 2, that was garbage. Yo, Teasy, get up out of here, boy. Yo, King 1710, what up, bro? So let's get to the community aspect of it. All right, because I do want to talk about it from the community side as well, because I think it's important. I think it's very important. And here's my thing. Like I said, I'm gonna put the disclaimer out there again. You know, I gotta make sure I put that disclaimer out there. I'm only talking about the gaming takes and maybe disagreeing or speaking on the gaming takes. It's nothing personal. I don't hate these people. I don't dislike these people. Or anything like that. I just disagree with their gaming takes. That's all it is. All right. I just always have to put that disclaimer out there, because you know, people stupid shit people do is just crazy. But all right, yo, Phil Bosch, what's good, man? Appreciate you pulling up. All right, so let's talk about it from the community side of things, right? Because when you say things like, oh, you know, community, when you say things like, oh, well, you know, Game Pass is not sustainable, blah blah blah, things like that. These people will tell you, well, that's not my problem. You know, I'm just here for the games. That's for Phil Spencer and co to figure out. They run the business. I don't care about the business. I just care about how you get the games to me and blah, blah. This is what people tell you. And they've been telling you that shit for years. For years. When you try to bring up the sustainability of gaming and why it's important to buy games or why it's important to do X, Y, Z, they'll tell you that they don't care. That's for Microsoft and Xbox to figure out. That's what they tell you. And I know a lot of you in the chat have heard that. I've heard that a ton of times. I've heard it on podcasts. I've heard it in spaces. I've seen it on Twitter of people telling you that. So, how do you figure that? How do you fix that? Seems like Phil found a way. Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer found a way. Because you told me you don't care. As long as I get to keep getting the games. So if that means that the games need to go to the competing platforms in order for you to keep getting games in Game Pass and sustain that, you're fine with that, right? No Xbox zealot should be angry right now because PlayStation and Nintendo and PC will be footing that bill of buying the game so that you can keep getting the games in Game Pass. You only lose your individuality. You only lose the ability to talk about exclusives. They almost seem like another third-party publisher at this point. So you lose a lot of those talking points that you like to talk about. Because, like you said, you don't care about the business. You only care about the games and them going to the subscription service. You care about them being in Game Pass, playing them for a subsidized price. How do you sustain that? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't care about the business, so you can't answer that. Right? That's what you told us. That's what you told us. I'm just going off what you told me. Basona, did you see these bots reaction when Indiana Jones is coming out to PS5? I seen shout out to King David and Attic, man. Shout out to Iron Lord Podcast, man. Those are some good dudes over there, man. Shout out to King David and Iron Lords, and Attic and Iron Lords. I did see their reaction, which was absolutely funny. I seen some random guy's reaction too. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was some dude that I seen that like that shit had me crying. I said, yo, oh, here we go, right here. I seen this shit right here. This one was funny too.
December.
I don't know who this dude is. Oh, the Chaos Lounge. This shit was funny as hell to me.
December the 9th. No PlayStation.
There you have it. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming out
Bitches.
this December.
Yo, why he delayed that bitches part? That's funny. Yo, listen. This is what real talk. This is how they really feel, man. They want the exclusives. They want to be able to say, this is not coming to PlayStation. They really want to be, real talk. They really want to be able to say that, man. They really want to have that individuality, that exclusive, that be able to talk about this is on my console. They really want to. As much as people try to virtual signal and try to act like they are above this, because everything isn't console wars, right? Like everything could just be, this is why my console is more special. It's just like sports talk, right? The Jets are better than the whatever, or this team is better than that. Yeah, it's just a back and forth, right? They want to be able to have those conversations and feel that way because they want to feel special too because they bought into the fucking console, man. And when you don't have that, you feel some type of way. They won't outright say it. Watch, because you see how he got at the beginning. He's like, no PlayStation, bitches. Yo, that boy was hype. Now watch his reaction after the fact.
For Xbox, Game Pass, and PC. But there is one more thing that Machine Games and Bethesda wanted to share with you about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Let's go.
Yeah, that laugh that you just saw, that's probably the most painful laugh. That was a laugh of pain. That was a laugh of pain, sadness, sorrow, and despair. It's like a guy walking up to a girl, trying to holler, and she'd be like, "Ew, no," and he start laughing like, "Okay," and walk away. That's not a happy laugh. That's a laugh of pain and despair. Soul crushing. That's a soul crushing laugh. That's what that is. That's a soul crushing laugh. Let's watch that again. That pain was in that laugh just now. You hear what I say?
I wanted to share with you about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Let's go.
The game's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025.
It's coming.
All right, before we-
Hey yo, this dude, I gotta check this dude's channel out. This is a funny guy, man. I gotta check this dude content out because he's funny. It's coming. It's coming. Yo, what is up with this guy, bro? This guy is funny. I like this guy. This guy is hilarious.
PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025.
It's coming.
Hey yo! Hey yo! It's coming! Yo, man! Hey yo, hold up, bro. Hey yo, hold up, man. Hold up, man. Hold up, bro. Hold up. I need a second. Bro. It's coming. Hey yo, man. I need a second, bro. I need a second. This dude, this is a funny guy. He's like unintentionally funny. This is a very funny guy.
PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025.
It's coming.
All right, before we wrap up O&L, we do have one final...
Yo, bro. I love the gaming community so much. It's coming. Hey yo, that shit is pain, boy. I'm telling you, you hear it in the man's voice. That man is in pain right now, man. I feel for the Xbox community, man. I really do.
The game's coming to PlayStation
It's
5
coming.
in spring of 2025.
It's coming.
I might get this as a soundbite. I might have to add this. Yo, real talk. I gotta add this as a soundbite on the soundboard. It's coming. Hey yo, it's coming. That shit is funny to me.
All right, before we wrap up O&L, we do have...
Yo, he disappointed. Yo, and then look at his. Yo, he's disappointed. And listen, I get it, bruh. Like as much as we gonna laugh and crack jokes with, I get it, bro. As an Xbox gamer, I can understand the disappointment, man. I really do. I understand it. This man is disappointed, and I understand. I feel for the Xbox community, and I understand. I understand, man.
Have one final game announcement for you.
It's
Check
coming.
this out.
Yo, wait, he did it. Wait, he did it a second time? Oh no. I got it. Yo. No way. No fucking way. No fucking way. He did it a second time. What? Yo, he did it a second time? Yo, he did it a second time? Hold on, I gotta watch this again. This shit is funny.
Let's go.
The man did it 2 times. It's coming. Yo, the man is hurt.
It's coming.
All right.
That's one. That's one.
Have one final game announcement for you.
It's
Check
coming.
this out.
I knew it.
You ain't no shit. Wait a second. Yo, the man said it's coming. I knew it. No, brother. Yo, brother, you ain't know it. That's okay. You ain't know it. That's okay.
The game's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring
It's coming.
of 2025.
It's coming.
All right, before we wrap up O&L, we do have
It's
one
coming.
final game announcement for you.
It's
Check
coming.
This out.
I knew it.
You ain't no shit. Cut the bullshit out. Cut the bullshit out. You ain't know a goddamn thing. Shout out to the Chaos Lounge though, man. It's coming. Yo, that's a sound. Yo, the next show, that will be a soundbite on my soundboard. I'm telling you that right now. It's coming. I gotta find I wanna find Attic and King David, man. Shout out to those boys, man. Their reaction was actually hilarious as well. Because they know, man. Like I think King David, he did a reaction. He did a live stream yesterday. I'm gonna check it out this afternoon. Cause he kept it real from what I saw with the title and everything. He kept it real, as he should. But I wanna see their reaction. I gotta find it. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Finally, somebody said, "Yo, what's his name too? Kid Smooth. Smooth was definitely keeping it real too, man. He was being honest. I'm trying to find their reaction, man. I'm trying to find it. And again, it's all love, man. Like nothing personal against King David and Attic, man. Those are some good dudes, man. So it's all love, man. It ain't nothing personal. Oh, here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. Shout out to shout out to my boy J Dub. I know J Dub always gonna have it on lock. So again, shout out to my boy King David. I met Attic at PAX this year. Those are some great dudes, man. Like this is nothing personal. Like I said, it's just the game it takes, and it's just entertainment, right? So nothing personal, nothing against these dudes. These are great dudes. I respect them and I respect Iron Lord. So I really want to put that disclaimer out there before we watch this.
The adventure calls.
Here we go.
Oh, no release Doesn't that look great? A world of mystery to explore. But you're probably wondering when the game comes out, right? Well,
December 13th.
December 9th. I was off by 4 days.
There you have
That's why I'm 98% right.
And the Great Circle is coming out this December for Xbox Game Pass and PC.
So they're excited, as they should. Right, the game, we got a release date or whatever. They're excited. Good. Let's watch the second half of this.
But there is one more thing that Machine Games and Bethesda want.
Attic knew. That's why he looked. You see Attic look? Attic look because he knew what that bullshit was. He's like, hold up, one more thing. Hold up. Don't tell me you're going to do what I think you're doing.
To share with
it's coming.
About Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh, man.
Attic knew. Attic definitely, I'm telling you, Attic definitely knew. That's why that's why Attic is like smiling like that, because he like, don't tell me you're going to do this on the main stage like this. Come on now, S-Box. Come on now. King David, like, he kind of know, but King David, like, hey, don't mess, King David, a New Yorker. And us New Yorkers, we're very composed until we need to not be composed. So if you're going to say some bullshit to me, I'm going to be composed while you say it. And then after you tell me the bullshit, I'm going to go off. King David, he composed. That's the New Yorker look. You see the look, that's a New Yorker scowl. You know what I'm saying? I know that look anywhere. That's a New Yorker scowl. And he looking. Trust me. Us New Yorkers know. Us New Yorkers know. I feel for King David. I know that look. Where Chips? Where Barry at? Chips and Barry know what I'm talking about with that New Yorker scowl that you give when you think you about to hear some bullshit. The New Yorkers know. The New Yorkers in the chat know. Y'all know what that scowl is. Y'all know. It's coming. Yep, see? Disappointment. As he should. Soon as he seen the bullshit, shake his head. Because he knew.
They just destroyed themselves.
The game's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025.
Oh, man.
All right.
King David a New Yorker. So he not going, and he an old school New Yorker. Old school New Yorkers, they not gonna be as animated. Not in front of the crowd. Not as animated. Never. Old school New Yorkers are never gonna be that animated. Very composed. And King David's a very composed guy. So you never gonna know 100% how he feel, but he let a little slip. But it's a disappointment. And listen, I get it. And I understand their disappointment in that. I get it, man. I think how they feel is absolutely valid. And I agree, man. I do not think that you should have announced that PlayStation version on the main stage with the announcement of the game and when it's releasing for the Xbox, and it didn't even come out on Xbox yet. I agree with that 100%. I stand by that. Even if the game is coming to other platforms or competing platforms, not on that main stage. Not like that.
They just destroyed themselves.
We do have one final game announcement for you. Check this out.
King is disappointed, man, and I see it. And I listen. I understand. Attic is disappointed too, but Attic is. Y'all remember me and Barry did our live reaction to the PlayStation Showcase? Was it last year or the year before? I forget. The one that everybody was like doing clips of and you know trying to you know come at me and Barry. Remember how I was like kind of like pissed off visibly, and Barry was just like smiling and laughing and shit throughout that whole showcase? This is Attic and King David right now. Attic is Barry. I'm King David in that situation. I was pissed off. Visibly, I was pissed off. Barry's just laughing. That's what it is. Look.
That was totally unnecessary.
I agree. It was totally unnecessary. It was bullshit. It was totally unnecessary, and I agree with King David 100%. I agree with him 100%. Now, obviously, for us, you know, it's good content. You know, we get the laughs out of it and all that stuff and crack the jokes or whatever, like, obviously. But in the grand scheme of things and, like, really holistically looking at everything, I agree, man. I don't think it was something that they should have did. Not on that main stage. I don't think they should have did that, man. Because I would say the same thing for PlayStation. Actually, I did say the same thing for PlayStation when it came to that Lego Horizon announcement and announcing that shit on coming to the Switch. Get that bullshit off my screen. Absolutely not. So I agree. Where's Smooth? Because I know Smooth was spitting. Smooth? Oh, here we go. Shout out to Smooth, man. Smooth was spitting. Shout out to Smooth, man. Yo, real talk. You know, Kid Smooth, cool guy, man, and you know, Smooth is somebody that will be like he's very honest when it comes to. And I'm gonna get y'all super chats and messages in a second. Smooth is very honest when it comes to his thoughts and feelings about Xbox, especially as of late. And I seen a little bit of this. I know he's spitting, but let's hear what Smooth got to say.
Not doing anything wrong. I'm not grifting or anything. I'm mad. I'm hurt. I'm heartbroken. I'm actually hurt. I'm hurt at the decisions these dudes are making. I'm hurt. Why am I not allowed to be hurt? Am I supposed to pretend like the Xbox fans, right, that you see today, they ain't real Xbox fans.
I agree with Smooth. Listen, Smooth, I agree with Smooth 1,000,000%. Yo, say that again, Smooth. Let's run that back. Run that back, Smooth. Run that back. Hold up. Because Smooth's spitting right here. He's spitting right here.
Am I not allowed to be hurt? Am I supposed to pretend like the Xbox fans, right, that you see today, they ain't real Xbox fans.
No, they're not. I agree with Smooth 1,000,000%. A lot of these, let me tell you something. A lot of these new age Xbox fans that you see in these Twitter spaces and all through Twitter and even on some of these fucking podcasts, these are not real Xbox fans. These dudes ain't playing no fucking games. These dudes are grifters. These people are not real Xbox fans. I agree with Smooth 1,000,000% on that shit. I agree with him 1,000,000%. These dudes is not, they along for the ride because it's good content. They get a lot of support. They not real Xbox fans because they too wishy-washy. They flip-flop. They like Magikarp. They flip-flop. They fish out of water. Flip-flopping like Magikarp, man. These are not real Xbox fans, and I agree 100% with Smooth. Smooth spitting right here. Smooth spitting right here.
Why, like, think about it, these Xbox fans, right? If you notice, their motive and their stance changed with Xbox.
Yo, Smooth, I gotta get Smooth on. Hey, yo, Smooth is spitting nothing but facts. Again, shout out to Barry, because me and Barry had talked about this ad nauseum about not having a stance, because some of you PlayStation dudes, y'all be acting like this too, very wishy-washy when it comes to not standing on your morals and your laws and just going with the flow. a lot of these Xbox dudes, Smooth is absolutely correct, especially some of these influencers and journalistic Xbox dudes that you see in the gaming space that don't have a stance, don't stand on business, and aren't being honest, not just with you, but they're not being honest with themselves when it comes to their thoughts, feelings, and opinions when it comes to the things that Xbox is doing. Smooth is 100% right. They are everything that Microsoft do. They think is great. It's good for the business. And what was the talking point that people was using? Microsoft is beyond the console. Subscription services are the future. All this dumb shit that people have been saying for years. And then when Microsoft move in the direction that they move in and keep moving in that direction, they think everything is fine. Well, now it's, consoles aren't needed anymore. Consoles aren't that important and all this other stupid shit that people keep saying and doing. And there's no stance. And then the people who have a stance and are being honest with their thoughts and opinions and going against and are going against the grain, they get labeled as a fanboy, or they just yelling at the clouds, or that's not their true thoughts or feelings. Smooth is 100% right, man. He's 100% right.
So every time Xbox pivot, their mind pivot.
Smooth spitting on this, bro. Smooth is Smooth is spitting on this shit right here.
Thought pivot. I'm struggling to pivot with this Xbox. I can't pivot. It's fucking up my head. I can't pivot with these Xbox. I can't think of a rational thought why it would be good for games to just skip Xbox, or why games should launch on PlayStation shortly after. And this is probably doing.
I gotta give a round of applause to Smooth, man. I gotta give a round of applause to Smooth, man. Another round of applause to my boy Smooth, man. Smooth is 100% correct. He's right. Because and this is the funny thing about these fan bases, and regardless if it's PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, just because I'm a fan of the games or the console of a specific console maker or company does not necessarily mean that I agree with everything that you should agree with everything that they do, right? Because that's what a sheep does. You're a sheep. You're not really somebody that has your own stance, your own thoughts or opinions, right? So with Smooth and what he's saying here, I 100% agree, where people do not have a stance and do not have their own, they're not using their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions when it comes to how they truly feel about what Microsoft is doing. They don't like it. A lot of these people do not like it, but they won't outwardly say it, or they'll say it in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll say it in a very hand-holdy type of way, where they won't outright say it, but it'll be kind of implied, and it'll be this little undertone of this, that, and all this other stuff. They won't outwardly tell you, I do not like this because XYZ. They'll say, although this is how they'll frame it. All right, this is how they'll frame it. So let's just say, PlayStation is, Microsoft let's just say hypothetically, Microsoft came out today and said, you know what, we're going full third party. All games are going to PlayStation and Nintendo on the console side of things, blah, blah, blah. Even if they don't agree with it, they'll say something along the lines of, I can understand why, Microsoft would want to pivot and, do something like this, for the brand, because, the console space is dying and, Microsoft needs to make their money up. And it would just be all this dumb shit to kind of change it into a positive and not necessarily give their opinions and their stance on why they disagree. Or they'll say, although I don't agree with it, I do think that, it's a smart business move because, you want to make more money and generate that. Listen, man, cut it out. Stop it. Because you're lying to the people, shout out to Bari, but more importantly, you're lying to yourself. Stop. Like, we're at that point where it's embarrassing. Stop it. Be honest. It's crazy, man. Let me get these super chats. Yo, Batsman. I mean, oh no, yo, shout out to my boy DC Gaming, 26 months as a member on the channel. Shout out to my boy DC, man. Appreciate you rocking. I said Game Pass. Game Pass. I got it on my PC and my Xbox. A Game Pass. A Game Pass. And then shout out to Bats, man. 10 months as a member on the channel. Bats, you know, I always appreciate you, bro. He says, I mean, if folks just enjoy consoles and gaming without being territorial about their purchases, people wouldn't be in their feelings. Great point. That's a great point. Too many people are too worried about this and they're not playing the games. That's a good point. And it's evident when you look at the online gaming community, especially on Twitter. And then shout out to my boy Wolf, becoming a member on the channel. Wolf, I appreciate you, bro. Becoming a member on the channel. Shout out to my boy Wolf, man. That's the Mishama God. You understand? And then shout out to JP Loco for the super chat. Says, you can't have a real gaming conversation with Xbox gamers. Ask them what game they play, and the conversation immediately shifts to Game Pass. Bro, if you ask, and it's not all Xbox, because it's not every Xbox person. I really want to preface that. It's really a lot of the zealots that tend to run within the community that we all may congregate in, right? If you ask them what games have they completed, it turns into a fight, an argument. Like you're attacking them, or like you talked about their mother. You can't even ask these people what games they've completed. Or if you're talking about that game and you ask if they completed that game, they get very defensive. That's what this has turned into. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they aren't completing games, because they're not buying games, and the games that they may be playing through Game Pass, there's no real obligation to complete these games because you're not there. There is no real monetary and value being put onto the games where it says you got to complete this because this is what you pay for it. You paying 50, 60 cents. If you're paying $5, $10, who cares about if you complete the game or not? Because the value is not there. The perceived value is not there. I'm not saying these games don't have value. I'm saying the perceived value within the mind of an Xbox zealot is, I am spending an insignificant amount of money to access this plethora of games. There is no obligation to beat them because there is no true barrier to entry to access these games to begin with. Ergo, you don't complete no fucking games. It's that simple. You have no real obligation to it. That's why you see these people when you ask them what games they complete. Well, you know, I'm playing this game and that game, and I got time with this, and my wife and kid, blah, blah, blah. And what they say? What's the shit they say?
Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
That's what they tell you. That's the de facto response. Like, okay. Get the hell out of Twitter then. Get the hell out of Twitter spaces. You're in here all day. Dudes do 3, 4, 5 podcasts a week talking about
respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
It's coming. Yo, I need that soundbite so bad. It's coming. I need that soundbite. It's coming. That shit is funny as fuck to me. I'm sorry. That will be a soundbite or my soundboard by the time I do my next show. It's coming. But the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the community side of things is really influencers and journalists. And it's not all. I have to preface this. It's not all. And I'm only talking about the gaming takes, the gaming thoughts and opinions. That's really all it is. All right. Like, it's nothing personal with these people, only the gaming takes and things like that. But again, go back to 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago. People were telling you best deal in gaming is Game Pass. I could get 250 games for $1 through Game Pass. You don't have to buy games anymore. Everything Microsoft is doing, they thought was fine. This is what they were telling you. Shout out to Paris, right? Again, I have nothing personal against Paris. Just talking about the gaming. the gaming takes and opinions. It's nothing against Paris, all right? But unfortunately, I gotta bring it up because he's one of the big front runners when it comes to a lot of this stuff. The best value in gaming is Xbox Game Pass, and you can jump in for $1. As Smokey once said to Craig, take advantage, man, take advantage. This is what, 2020? And listen, Paris isn't the only one. You know, this was happening a lot from a lot of influencers, a lot of journalists, and people that are a little bit more connected to the industry, where this narrative of take advantage, $1 deals, you know, you don't have to buy games anymore. Games coming to Game Pass means more success, and all these weird talking points from people and the things that they were saying for years. For years, this narrative was being built up, propped up, and pushed onto consumers. This is why I say that there are some people that have a bit of that obviously from Microsoft and team, they are absolutely, you know, the 100% de facto to blame when it comes to, you know, what's happening with Microsoft. But there are people within the industry, within influencers, journalists, and things like that, that also had some hand in speeding up the demise and the downfall of Xbox. And listen, you know, shout out to Destin Legary. You know, me and him have had our back and forths, especially during the whole Activision acquisition phase. You know, we had a respectable back and forth. And again, like I said, I don't dislike these people or have any type of ill will. Like, I keep saying that because I know how these things can be taken out of context. I'm only speaking on their gaming takes and opinions, right? That's it, nothing more. But you know, this is Dustin's true thoughts right here. It's interesting that Sony fans will rub Spider-Man, God of War, and The Last of Us, etc. in Xbox fans' faces, but they also think it would be crazy if all Bethesda games suddenly went Xbox PC exclusive. Insomniac was bought for $299 million, now is PS5 PS only. Bethesda was bought for $7.5 billion. Just saying. This was 2021. But the stance continuously, because again, that was the thought process going into it. But it's not all Destin's fault, because this is what Phil Spencer was saying back then as well, where things were going to be on a case by case and don't expect this, don't expect that, and XYZ and blah blah blah. So again, that's why I say, like, a lot of the miscommunication and the narratives and things like that. But again, going back to the stance, because again, Kid Smooth says something that I truly do agree with. The stance of people change too frequently whenever the company's stance changes. Because just 3 years ago, Destin also thought, why would you spend $7.5 billion and not keep it PS5, Xbox or PC exclusive? And then went on to use that PlayStation fans rub Spider-Man, God of War, and Last of Us in people's faces. What? I'm not even going. Okay, fine. That's a different show for a different day. But this is the stance. People want exclusives. People want large. They want that individual. As much as people may try to push this narrative of, you know, Xbox is beyond the consoles don't matter anymore, consoles don't sell, and all this stupid shit that people tend to say to really make themselves feel better about the decisions that they've made or whatever the case may be. The truth and the fact of the matter is, people love exclusives, people want exclusives, and that's what it is. Because even with the whole talk of exclusives argument, people were trying to say, like, because, you know, remember when Phil Spencer was trying to push this whole narrative of, you know, exclusives aren't really that important anymore, and, you know, exclusives are dying, and I would like to see when, you know, there aren't no exclusives, all this other stuff. You've seen people run with that narrative after he put that directive out there as well. This is This is the what has culminated and has been happening for years. People pushing a specific narratives about subscriptions are the future, not having to buy games, easy or low barrier of entry when it comes to gaming, right? Using people being in poverty, and I'm not saying necessarily with Destin or Paris, I'm not saying them per se. This is more so just me speaking in general when I say this. People using the fact that people might not be able to afford to play games or whatever the case may be as a you know, in you know, poverty and all these other things that people tend to use and say to why, you know, Game Pass is great for gaming. Just all this crazy shit that I'm just like, you speed up the demise by doing this stuff. And now when we go back to Indiana Jones and we go back to this situation, we're seeing their true thoughts. We're seeing their true thoughts and opinions. Their true thoughts and opinions are, they are not happy with this stuff. Because now the question becomes, if a game like Indiana Jones, brand new unreleased title, being made by a Bethesda studio, or ZeniMax's own studio, where Machine Game Works, is getting a PlayStation 5 announcement before even the release of the game on the Xbox and PC, what is off the table? Nothing. As far as I'm concerned, nothing is off the table. Because look where we're at. Because somebody asked yesterday, who was it? Was it Mooch? I think it was Mooch. Shout out to my boy Mooch. Mooch asked, do we think Blade will come to PlayStation? If you would have asked me this 6 months ago, I would have said, I don't know. I don't think so. Or probably not right away. Now, yeah, Blade is definitely coming to PlayStation because that's a Disney IP. Disney trying to make money, and they ain't making no money through Game Pass. They ain't gonna make the money or the return that they want to see through Game Pass. So I absolutely think Blade is coming to PlayStation as well, and maybe to the Switch as well, or Switch 2 for that matter. It'll come to the Switch 2, the PlayStation, and Xbox in terms of the console side of things. Absolutely. Then the question morphs into, well, is Elder Scrolls 6 coming? Or Elder Scrolls 7 or whatever Elder Scrolls it is. Yeah. Why not? Because Phil Spencer told you. Listen to what Philip is telling you.
PlayStation announcement, Xbox console. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they've ever been.
Amazing.
So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business. And we run a business. Like,
Phil is telling you, we run a business. So if it makes more sense to put it on a competing platform because we know that we can see a bigger return on investment there, but throughout the years, you said that you were fine with that in terms of the community. A lot of the zealots and influencers and people in the community, they saw no big deal. They had an issue at first because they wanted exclusives. That's why they thought the acquisitions were so good. You know, why do you think people were championing these acquisitions so much? You think people, ask yourself this, ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself this question. Do you really think people were championing these acquisitions just for things to be multi-plat? Ladies and gentlemen, come on. I was born at night, but not last night. No, neither were you. Well, you might have been born during the night, but not last night. You get what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, come on now. Come on. Let's be serious here. No. People were not championing and excited for these acquisitions with the thought of these games being third party. or these games still releasing on competing platforms. No. And if anybody's telling you that, they're lying. They're lying to you, and they're lying, and more importantly, they're lying to themselves. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Stop lying. Be honest with yourself. Stop it. Yo, Johnny Gamer was good. Kazama was good. Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. Ain't no way they were wanting the acquisition just for things to be the same. Of course not, Johnny. Of course not. We all know this. We know this. Crazy. Crazy. But, yo, Accurant, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Devil Shooter, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Everything is coming. Listen, yo, stage 1, what's good? At this point, how can you argue that everything is not coming? It's coming. I need that soundbite so bad. It's coming. How can you not? What do I know, though? I'm just a gamer. I'm just somebody that loves to play video games and enjoys gaming and wants gaming to thrive and be successful and wants consoles to still thrive and be successful and just wants people to buy games. Buy the games that they want. Buy the games that they're excited for. But what do I know? Who knows? It's coming. But yo, listen, guys, this was the show. Put a 1 in the chat if you enjoyed today's show of When Persona Speaks. Put a 2 if you did not enjoy the show. And be honest. Be honest with your boy. Yo, Henzu Hattori, what's good, man? I want to go in on this subject so bad, but I'm officially too old for this shit. Call me Sergeant Murtaugh. yo, uppercase, man. I know you got some knowledge to drop for sure, man. I definitely know y'all got some knowledge to drop for that. I believe it. I believe it. I still say put your thoughts out there, uppercase. Yo, high key Xena. Appreciate you. Shout out to Xena. Warrior Princess. I might do a rewatch of Xena. Every time I see high key Xena, I always think about the Xena show. Shout out to Xena. She out here. Well, I don't know if she. I don't know if that's a name or whatever. I don't want to assume the gender, but they are out here doing their thing. You feel me? So shout out to Xena, high key Xena. Yo, Chips, everybody, Bats, I appreciate y'all, man. Yo, Brian East, what's good, man? Appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you. Xbox ain't worth my energy today. Hey, yo, uppercase, I get it, bro. I get it, man. I get it. I respect it. I respect it, yo. Missed the show. Damn, I'm sad. Not so good. Just about to play back. Yo, Jemiah, what's good? Hopefully I could get you guys through some of your work day, you know, a little midday stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, and at the end of the day, man, listen, I want these consoles to succeed, man. I really want these consoles to be around for a long time. And I don't want none of these consoles to go away. And one of the important things about consoles is its individuality. Regardless of what an influencer might tell you, regardless of what some journal might tell you, or some random person on Twitter or a zealot or something, I don't care what these people say to you. The individuality of these consoles is very important, right? It's what sets them apart. It's what entices people to want to go out and buy these consoles. And when a console loses its individuality, it loses itself and it loses its player base, and it dies off. It's that simple. And I don't want to see the Xbox console die off. And I know that there's a lot of Xbox fans out there. Shout out to Smooth, shout out to Attic, King David, and I'm sure there's tons of others that don't want to see that as well. It's that simple. All I got. But yo, listen, guys, I appreciate y'all so much. Yo, Lucy Lawless is definitely goated, man. I'm gonna do a Xena. I might do a Xena rewatch, man. I definitely might do a Xena rewatch. Real talk. It's been years. Yo, I haven't seen that show. Real talk. I haven't seen that show since I was a little kid. So like, it's really been like maybe like 16, 17 years or more since I've seen Xena, the Warrior Princess. So I definitely want to do a rewatch of that. We'll see. But listen, guys, I do appreciate y'all so much for coming through. rocking out with me. You know, your boy's back doing content. I'm actually going to stream some more Concord, probably around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I'm going to stream some Concord, stream some more. Listen, Concord is a great game. I'm loving it. And, you know, anybody's welcome to come through and play as well if you want to play. Me and Bari and Henry was playing last night before I got off. But I'm going to stream some Concord later, like probably 4 o'clock. Give myself time to eat lunch and kind of do some other stuff. But listen, guys, I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope I can make your day a little bit more, go a little faster, add a little bit of joy and excitement and some laughter into your life, into your day and into your life. And yeah, man, y'all be safe with whatever you're doing. And remember, guys, bring your boy Persona, and I'm out, guys. Peace.